Math, Grade 5, Framing and Rounding Decimal Numbers. How do we frame a decimal number between two consecutive whole numbers? Example 1. Put the decimal numbers on the number line and then frame each decimal number between two consecutive whole numbers. So here we have two steps. We need to put the decimal numbers on the number line, and next we need to frame each decimal number between two consecutive whole numbers, and of course using this number line. You see in this number line we have 12 units, 12 numbers, and each unit is divided in 10 equal parts. This is why we're talking about decimal numbers and about tenths and one digit after the point. 6.8. Where can we put 6.8? Yes, it is between 6 and 7. So 6.8 goes between 6 and 7. It is here because after 6, I count 8 small parts, 8 tenths, 6.1, 6.2, 6.3, and so on till 6.8. So if I want to frame this number, I say that 6.8 is between 6 and 7, two consecutive whole numbers. Now for 1.2, same work. The whole part in this number is 1. So this number is included between 1 and 2. And since the decimal part is 2, I count 2 small parts after 1, 1.1, 1.2, and I put the number here. So 1.2 is between two whole numbers, 1 and 2. Example 2. Frame the decimal number between two consecutive whole numbers. Whole numbers, it means we will take the whole part alone. If I want to frame 3.8 between two consecutive whole numbers, I need to take the whole part. So I draw the block and take 3 and everything before. So here the whole part is 3. For the smaller number, I simply copy 3. And for the greater number, I add 1 to the whole part. 3 plus 1 equals 4. So 3.8 is included between 3 and 4. They are both whole numbers and they are consecutive. Example 3. Frame the decimal number between two consecutive whole numbers. Same idea, we're dealing with whole numbers and without a number line. Let us frame 0.9 between two consecutive whole numbers. What's the first step? Yes, I put the block, take the whole part. It is 0. For the smaller number, I copy 0. And for the greater number, I add 1 to 0 and I get 1. So 0.9 is included between 0 and 1. They are both whole numbers and they are consecutive. Rounding decimal numbers. When I say round, I mean find the nearest number. Example 1. Round 1.2 to the nearest whole number. Put this number on a number line It is between 1 and 2, and it is exactly here. You count 2 steps and you put 1.2. If you want to frame 1.2 between two consecutive whole numbers, you say that 1.2 is between 1 and 2. But if you want to round, you need to give one answer. Is it closer to 1 or to 2? Yes, it is closer from 1, so the nearest whole number is 1. Another example, round 6.8 to the nearest whole number. Put this number on the number line. It is between 6 and 7. Now round this number. Is it closer to 6 or to 7? Yes, it is closer from 7, so the nearest whole number is 7. Now let's focus on one unit between 3 and 4. When we round to the nearest whole number, we focus on the 10th digit. And the 10th digit will help us round down or round up. We need to decide whether we go down or we go up. If we have 3.0, for example, it is close to 3, so we round down to 3. 3.1, closer to 3, so we round down to 3. 3.2, also we round down. 3.3, we round down. 3.4, also closer to 3, so we round down. If we have 3.9, we round up to 4. It is closer to 4. 3.8, round up. 3.7, 3.6. Now 3.5 is in the middle. We will round up to 4. So, if the 10th digit is 0, 1, 2, 3, or 4, we round down to 3. These are the small numbers, so we round down. If the 10th digit is 5, 6, 7, 8, or 9, the big numbers, we round up to 4, to the next whole number. Example 2. Round 1.34 to the nearest tenth. Now we have 2 digits after the point. The number line is divided in tenths, and each tenth is divided in 10 equal parts, so we have hundreds. First, put 1.34 on the number line. It is between 1.3 and 1.4. You count 4 hundredths, 4 small steps, and you put 1.34. If you want to frame 1.34 between two consecutive tenths, you say that 1.34 is between 1.3 and 1.4. But here they said round to the nearest tenth. It means you need to know whether this number is closer to 1.3 or to 1.4. You give one answer. Using this number line, it is obvious that 1.34 is closer to 1.3. So the answer is 1.3. This is the nearest tenth. Another example, round 1.87 to the nearest tenth. First, we need to put this number on the number line. It is between 1.8 and 1.9. You count 7 small steps and you put 1.87. Is it closer to 1.8 or to 1.9? Yes, it is closer to 1.9. So the nearest tenth is 1.9. Now let's learn how to round without a number line. Round 25.78 or 25 and 78 hundredths to the nearest whole number. So to round this number without a number line, we decompose the number. We have tens, ones, tenths, and hundredths. 25 is the whole part, 78 is the decimal part. To round to the nearest whole number, you put the block at the ones and take everything before. So first step is the block. Second step, you look at the next digit, the tenth digit. Here, 7 is big. So you add 1 to the number in the block and you get 26. For the remaining numbers, you put zeros. So the answer is 26.00. Or you can cross the zeros since they are useless, and the answer will be 26. Both answers are correct. You can say 26.00 or you can say 26. Another example, round 25.18 or 25 and 18 hundredths to the nearest whole number. So we write the number, we decompose, we put the block at 5 and take everything before. We look at the next digit. The 10th digit is 1. So we copy 25. 1 is small, so we copy 25. And we put 00 after the block. The answer is 25.00, or since they are useless, you can cross the zeros and write 25. Both answers are correct. Another example, round 25.18 to the nearest tenth. Now we will round to the nearest tenth. We write the number, decompose. Since they said nearest tenth, it means we need to put the block at the tenth. So we put the block at 1 and take everything before. 2, 5, and 1, 25.1. Now we should decide whether we copy this number or we add 1 to the 10th. How do we know? Yes, we look at the next digit, the hundredths digit now. The next digit is 8. It's a big number. So we add 1 to the number in the block. And we get 25.2. And after the block, we put a 0. The answer is 25.20, or you can cross the 0 and write 25.2. Both numbers are correct. Now round 25.13 to the nearest tenth. First, we decompose the number. 25 is the whole part, 1 is the 10th digit, 3 is the 100th digit. They said nearest 10th, it means we need to put the block at the 10th and take everything before. Now we should decide whether we copy 25.1 or we add 1. Do we round down or round up? We look at the next digit, it is 3. Is it small or big? Yes, it is small. So here, we copy the number in the block, 25.1, and after the block we put a 0. The answer is 25.10, or you can cross the 0 and write 25.1. Now let's repeat. To round a decimal number, first we put the block at the given place, at the whole part, or 10th digit, or 100th digit, according to the question. We take the digit and everything before. The next step, we focus on the next digit. If the digit is small, like 0, 1, 2, 3, or 4, we round down. We copy the number in the block. But if the digit is big, like 5, 6, 7, 8, or 9, we round up. We add 1 to the number in the block. Thank you.